Hey there, I'm meal time mentor Lauren, and I'm so excited to be here at Lodge Kohler with Gerald from Kohler Original Recipe Chocolates. And this is part of our Sips and Snacks series where we pair tasty food with delicious drinks. And today Gerald is going to walk us through a craft beer pairing with Kohler Chocolates. But Gerald, before we get to that, can you tell us a little bit more about the story behind Kohler Chocolates?
Absolutely. So one of the first questions I almost always ask somebody when we're talking about chocolates is, have you ever heard of Kohler Company? You'd be amazed at how many times people say no. And it's not until I make the comment along the lines of, you've probably used our product at some point in your life. You might even have it in your home. We're most notably known for kitchen and bath. You literally see a light bulb go on above somebody's head and they go, oh, that Kohler Company. Well, yeah, it's the same company. And it's usually followed by a moment of confusion saying, okay, why is a plumbing company doing anything with chocolates? And it's actually a simple answer. We have a very diversified business portfolio, and we have a number of different business groups, from engines and generators to decorative products and hospitality. So, of course, we're sitting here in Lodge Kohler. We have the American Club 5-star, 5-diamond resort in the village of Kohler. We have world-class golf courses and spas as well. And chocolates is amongst that portfolio. So Herb Kohler loves chocolates, and he wanted to find the world's best turtle. Couldn't find it, so to him, logically, it was, well, let's make it.
Oh, of course, yeah. Why not?
You know, might as well. Just go ahead and do that. So he challenged the chefs at the American Club to make the world's best turtle, and 100 recipe variations later, we landed on what we call our original Buttery Terrapin. It's our signature piece.
100 recipes later.
And I'm not even joking. Yes.
So we have the Terrapins, and today we're pairing the Terrapins with craft beer, which I love craft beer, but I would never think about pairing craft beer with chocolate. Mostly you think about wine and chocolate, maybe cocktails and chocolate, but this is very unique. Yeah,
so this is a lot of fun. You know, you mentioned that it's unique and different, and actually beer and chocolate goes really well together.
Really?
Yes, it does. And so one of the difficult parts of my job is we have to figure this out sometimes. So there's a problem that's posed to us. Can you make beer and chocolate work? Well, I don't know, but we'll certainly try. Yeah. So we have to try each of the different pairings and see which ones work and which ones don't work. And so for this, I want to be clear about something. There's nothing scientific about it. We're trying stuff that we happen to like and enjoy. And so if you're going to do this at home with friends or family, which I would absolutely encourage you to do, play with it and see what works. You know, you find that just because something sounds good on paper doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work well together. And conversely, things that you wouldn't think work well together actually work great. And when you bite it, it's part of that experience. We like to create what we call extraordinary moments. And so this is one of those moments where we're saying, okay, we have a chocolate that you can use as a gift, but now you can turn it into something so much more than that, in a dessert experience with guests while you're entertaining.
That's awesome. And speaking of gifts, you can actually buy all 4 of these Terrapins in our stores in a 4-pack, which is really nice. So you can buy the 4-pack and do this little craft beering at home, and it's really, really easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the first beer that we're pairing today is an amber. What are we pairing the amber with?
We're going to pair this with our original Buttery Terrapin, our signature piece. And so this chocolate is a milk chocolate. It's a proprietary blend of milk chocolate and a burnt smoky caramel. And then we hand place a pecan on the top of it and sprinkle a little bit of sea salt over the top. So this is a caramel when I say a rich smoky caramel, we're cooking it almost to the point of being burnt, and then blending in other different temperatures and different textures of the caramel in it. And it's what gives it that really unique, robust, smoky texture to it. And so there's a little bit of a trick. I said that the pairings aren't necessarily scientific, but there is a trick to doing a pairing together. So you want to take a bite of the chocolate, and then as the chocolate is breaking down in your mouth, let it coat your entire palate. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you the full experience of it. So just before you finish the chocolate, then go ahead and take a sip of the beer. And same thing, don't just throw the beer back, but let it coat your whole palate. Take your time and enjoy it. And then when you're done with that, then take another bite of the chocolate. Now, candidly, it looks kind of funny when you're doing this, but you'll find that the more you're going back and forth, the more your palate's becoming accustomed to the taste, and the more it's going to pick up on the nuances and how they complement each other well. People are going to see you doing it. They might laugh at you until they realize how much you're enjoying it, and then they're going to want to do it too.
It's worth it.
Yes.
The smokiness, kind of the burnt flavor of the caramel, goes so well with the amber. All right, so next our beer is a bourbon barrel stout. You could also do like a coffee stout, any sort of dark stout. What are we pairing it with?
So we chose our Java Terrapin for this. And so again, this is one where it's a very rich, very flavor-forward terrapin. We use freshly brewed coffee in the caramel, and we're actually using Colectivo coffee, so it's a local coffee.
Awesome.
A local coffee roaster out of Milwaukee. And authenticity is very important to us, so we want those tastes to really be pronounced for what they are.
Oh my gosh.
And so the richness, the boldness of this is just going to go really well with the stout. So you're almost creating that coffee stout simply by adding this terrapin to it. But if you really want to enhance it, to throw a coffee stout in there, or a vanilla porter would go really well with it as well. Yeah, and that's half the fun of trying to experiment with these different pieces.
This is delicious. I love coffee, and with the beer, that's amazing. I like that it's dark chocolate too.
Yep. Yeah, so we have 3 different types of chocolate that we're using amongst all of them. We have a milk chocolate, a dark chocolate, and a white chocolate, depending on which piece you have.
Something for everybody.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And then our next beer is an IPA, and you could do a fruitier style beer, you could do a really bitter IPA, you could do a New England style IPA.
Yeah, so for this one, we chose our Cranberry Terrapin. It's a little bit lighter, and it's going to be a fruitier piece of chocolate. So we use peanuts and cranberries and white chocolate for this. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it more of a lighter tasting, very fruit forward with the cranberry. So, you know, even cooking the cranberry into the caramel, you're going to get that juicy, nice taste to it. And then taking the fruitiness of an IPA, it's like a splash of flavor in your mouth when you're trying it.
That really surprised me actually how well those go together because of the fruit undertones in the IPA.
Absolutely.
Delicious. All right, the last one I'm very intrigued about. The beer that we're pairing with is a honey ale, but what terrapin is this?
So that's our Blackstrap Molasses, and this is where I was talking about in the beginning, where it doesn't sound like it would be very good at face value, but you're taking a rich, robust Blackstrap molasses, so it's going to be nice and sweet, but also very bold. And then when you take the honey to it, it just pairs perfectly together. So we use walnuts in this as well. So you would think that a darker beer would work better with this one, but really the honey and the molasses just make a wonderful combination together.
Oh wow, there's a lot of molasses flavor in here.
Yeah, it's true to its flavor.
Good.
It's very much so. And then we use a golden raisin in it actually as well too. So
okay,
you're going to get that sweetness, the walnut, the richness of the dark chocolate, but then the taste of the honey as well.
The honey ale almost kind of balances it out because it is a really strong flavor, but it is absolutely delicious. Well, thank you so much for sharing these really fun pairings with us today. We hope that you pick up one of these boxes in our stores with all 4 of these terrapins and you try this pairing at home. Cheers.